Your skin has its own built-in superpower, melanin. And melanin is remarkable, there's no denying that. But if you've ever been told that melanin-rich skin does not need personal specialized care, somebody lied to you. Hi, I'm Karon Kelly, skin therapist, master educator, wellness enthusiast, and professional overthinker who decided to journal publicly. Every week on my blog, I explore everything from skincare and science to life mindset and the messy middle of finding your voice. This channel is where all of those thoughts come to life. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about the magic of melanin and what the industry hasn't taught us about melanin-rich skin. So after 15 years working with melanin-rich skin, I wrote a blog post about melanin that became my most read article ever. And this told me something very important. People are hungry for real science-backed information about their skin. So I'm bringing this conversation to life here. Today, we'll explore what melanin really is, bust some dangerous myths, and I'll share professional tips that actually work. So let me tell you something that still blows my mind. When I went through my training to become a skin therapist, and we're talking years of training here, melanin-rich skincare was covered in literally one chapter, one, out of an entire multi-year curriculum dedicated to understanding the skin. And you know what? Before studying that, I actually did cosmetology, studying hair, and curly hair. That was also one chapter. That's a whole other conversation for another time, but it shows you how systemic this issue really is. Think about what that means. The curriculum didn't just treat melanin-rich skin as an afterthought. It failed to make explicit that melanin-rich skin has fundamentally different needs. We're taught entire protocols for sensitive skin, how to identify it, how to treat it, what products to use, what products to avoid. But melanin-rich skin, one chapter. And when those differences aren't clearly taught, then professionals graduate without realizing that different care, different approaches are needed. And that's where it gets really problematic. When professionals aren't trained to recognize the differences, they can't provide appropriate care. When clients don't receive appropriate care, or worse, when they experience damaging results from well-meaning but uninformed practitioners, this often has them give up on professional skin treatments altogether. And then we end up in this vicious cycle where melanin-rich skin is underserved, misunderstood, and sometimes harmed by the very people who should be helping. There's also this very pervasive myth that melanin-rich skin is indestructible, it's resistant, it's tough. I'll break down why that's so dangerous in a minute. But this is exactly why I'm so passionate about changing this through education. Because when you understand how the skin actually works, when you know what it needs and why, then you become empowered. You can advocate for yourself, you can ask the right questions, and you can spot the red flags. So let's start with the basics. What actually is melanin? Because once you understand what it is, what it does, how it works, everything else will make so much more sense. So what exactly is melanin? Think of it this way. Deep in your skin, you have these specialized cells called melanocytes. They are like tiny factories that around the clock work to produce melanin. This incredible protective pigment is what gives our skin its color. Now here's where it gets really interesting. There are two types of melanin and they work together to form your unique skin color. Eumelanin. This is responsible for that brown-black pigment, and it's the heavy-duty protector. It's the one that's doing most of the UV protecting work, but there's a trade-off. Eumelanin is extremely reactive to trauma. So whether that's UV exposure, chemical irritation, or physical injury, and any kind of stress triggers your melanocyte to produce more pigment, which is why even a small pimple can leave a very dark mark that lasts for months. Pheomelanin. This is one that has that reddish, pinkish pigment. It's smaller, it offers less UV protection, and interestingly, it's not as reactive as eumelanin. While it does not provide as much UV defense, it also doesn't respond as intensely to inflammation or trauma, which is why hyperpigmentation is less common in skin with higher pheomelanin levels. And I know we love to claim melanin, but melanin is not just a human thing. It shows up all over nature. You can see it in the brilliant colors of the birds of a feather or how chameleons change their appearance. It's also in, say, leopard spots. So it's one of nature's most versatile pigments. Key takeaway here is your unique skin color, whether you are a deep ebony, a golden bronze, a warm caramel, or anywhere in between, your skin color is determined by the specific ratio of eumelanin to pheomelanin that you have and how it's distributed in your skin. It's also determined by how active your melanocytes are, and no two people have the same melanin profile, and that's exactly why personalized care is so important. Melanin is incredibly powerful. It protects, it defends, it adapts in so many remarkable ways. So let's explore about 4 of these superpowers and understand how they work to keep your skin healthy and resilient. Melanin's first superpower, UV protection. When UV radiation hits your skin, melanin absorbs it before it can damage the deeper layers. So it converts that UV energy into heat and safely gets rid of it. Melanin can also create a protective cap over your cell nuclei, shielding your DNA from damage. Plus, it adapts. So that tanning response that we have, that's your melanocyte ramping up production in response to UV exposure. But here's a limit. All of that natural protection is about an SPF of 13 to 15. It's helpful, yes, but it's not enough on its own to protect from UV damage, premature aging, or skin cancer risk. So yes, your melanin is powerful, but it still needs backup. Melanin's second superpower is its antioxidant action. So every day your skin faces an assault of free radicals, whether it's from UV exposure, pollution, or even the food that you eat. So these unstable molecules attack your cells, they break down your collagen and elastin, which can lead to premature aging. Melanin now steps in, neutralizes many of these free radicals before they can cause a lot of damage. It's like a cleanup crew that's constantly working to protect your skin cells and maintain their integrity. But there's a limit. Melanin can't catch everything. So with heavy environmental exposure, think city pollution, constant sun, or high oxidative stress, these free radicals can overwhelm melanin's natural protective capacity, and your skin still needs backup in the form of, say, antioxidant serums and proper protection. Here's where melanin really gets interesting. It actually helps to modulate your skin's inflammatory response. So when your skin experiences injury or irritation, melanin works to prevent that inflammation from spiraling out of control. It helps to support your skin's natural healing processes and keeps things balanced. But, and this is a big but, here's the paradox. When inflammation breaks through, melanin in your skin doesn't just heal quietly. It responds with severe hyperpigmentation. We're talking dark marks that can last for months or even years, a tiny pimple, a scratch, an aggressive treatment. Anything like that, melanin remembers. And this is why prevention and gentle care matters so much for melanin-rich skin. Power number 4, melanin doesn't just work alone. It teams up with other specialized immune cells in your skin called Langerhans cells, and together they create this coordinated defense system that protects you from pathogens. So that's bacteria, viruses, or other environmental threats. Melanin also plays a crucial role in barrier function. Think of it as reinforcing the walls of a fortress, making sure everything stays protected and nothing harmful gets through. So melanin is powerful, but it's not invincible. Without proper support, even the strongest melanin-rich skin can develop very serious problems. So let's talk about the dangerous myths that prevent people from giving their skin the care that it needs. So now for the myths, and I'm not holding back here because this is where things get really frustrating. The most common myths about melanin-rich skin are the very ones that prevent people from supporting its natural powers. So let's start with probably the most dangerous myth, that melanin-rich skin does not need sunscreen. Here's why that's so harmful. This myth assumes that melanin's natural SPF of 13 to 15 is protection enough. And it's not even close. We need a minimum of SPF 30 when outdoors. The real consequence, skin cancer is often detected much later in darker skin tones precisely because of this myth. People aren't checking, they're not protecting, and by the time it's caught, it's too late. It's advanced. Here's the reality. Your melanin gives you a head start, yes, but you still need additional protection against UV damage, hyperpigmentation, and premature aging. So you can think of sunscreen as melanin's partner, not its replacement. Myth number 2, all dark skin is the same. Melanin-rich skin has countless variations. Everybody has a unique thickness, a unique oil production, and unique sensitivities. So your skin is not the same as your sisters or your partners or your friend or even your parents. One size fits all approaches don't work. Even superpowers need personalized support. Now, this is a myth that sounds like a compliment, but it causes a lot of damage. Dark skin is naturally more resilient. This is a dangerous assumption that melanin makes your skin tougher, immune to damage. And yes, melanin-rich skin has incredible strengths, as we've discussed, but here's what people miss. Melanin-rich skin can be very sensitive, it can be very reactive. Strength does not equal invincibility. Without proper care, this is what can happen. Severe hyperpigmentation that persists for years. We can get hypopigmentation, which is the loss of pigment, uneven skin tone, premature aging, and in melanin-rich skin, aging often appears first as volume loss and changes in tone or luminosity before fine lines and wrinkles show up. The main culprits: undetected inflammation and inadequate sun protection. So these are problems that proper skincare can prevent. Myth number 4, dark skin does not show aging. So let me be clear, melanin-rich skin ages differently, not better. It still needs skin longevity support. You might not see crow's feet as early as somebody else, but look for volume loss, textural changes, subtle tone variations. These are all signs of aging in melanin-rich skin. And just like everything else we've talked about, it requires a tailored skin longevity or anti-aging approach to support your skin's natural resilience. Now let's get into some practical tips that you can start using today to support and enhance your melanin's natural powers. Tip number 1, sun protection strategy. Let's talk sun protection. Your melanin gives you SPF of 13 to 15. That's your natural defense, but you still need to boost it. Use broad spectrum sunscreen SPF or higher every single day. For day-to-day, I prefer chemical sunscreens. Mineral formulas tend to leave a white cast on my skin. That's going to be the issue, the deeper skin tone you have. Whatever sunscreen you use, reapply at least 2 to 3 hours when you're outdoors. You want to add protective measures as well. Sunscreen, UPF clothing, hats. Think of it as an armor for your superhero skin. Now for exfoliation, my preference is daily microfoliation. Gentle hydroxy acids like phytic acid and enzymes like papain and bromelain, these are your friends. If you prefer something weekly, you can gradually introduce stronger acids like low percentages of lactic acid or salicylic acid. Those are my faves. Whatever you do, avoid harsh scrubs. They trigger inflammation, and as we've learned, melanin-rich skin responds very, very strongly to irritation. You want to limit this stronger weekly exfoliation to about 2 to 3 times a week. This one's critical: hyperpigmentation prevention. This is uneven skin tone. You want to prevent excess melanin production by using tyrosinase inhibitors. These are ingredients that slow down the enzyme that is responsible for overproducing melanin. Now, by inhibiting this enzyme, you stop excess pigmentation before it starts. Look for ingredients like vitamin C, niacinamide, kojic acid, licorice root, mulberry extract, and one of my faves as well, tranexamic acid. You also want to address inflammation really quickly. Use ingredients like aloe vera, green tea, chamomile. Niacinamide is one of my faves as well, because here's the tricky part. Inflammation in melanin-rich skin doesn't always show up as the obvious redness that we are marketed to see. It can be happening beneath the surface without very clear visual signs. And that's why prevention and quick intervention matters so much. For professional treatments, consider chemical peels under expert supervision. But here's the key. You want to prevent because prevention is much easier than correction. So support your skin daily before problems start to develop. And my final tip for you, hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. You want to layer hydrating products. You want to start with humectants like hyaluronic acid in your toner, your serum, your moisturizer. If you have drier skin, you can add occlusive. So this will be like oils and butters to just lock everything in. And if you have oily skin, don't assume that you don't need moisture. Every skin can benefit from layered hydration, and you want to adjust your routine as the seasons shift. Now, what to look for in products and professionals. So these are some strategies for choosing the right products and professionals for your melanin-rich skin. When choosing products, look for formulations that have actually been tested on diverse skin tones. Those clinicals, those before and afters. Your melanin deserves products designed with it in mind, not just adapted as an afterthought. When choosing a professional, ask direct questions. What's their training with melanin-rich skin? What's their experience? Don't be afraid to interview your skincare professional before committing to treatments. Red flags to watch for: if they dismiss your concerns, if they use a one-size-fits-all approach, and if they lack knowledge about hyperpigmentation, how it develops, how to treat it on your specific skin, or tell you that your skin does not need specialized care, walk away. Walk away. You deserve better. Green flags to look for: if they ask specific questions about your skin's history, if they create customized treatment plans, and most importantly, if they understand both the challenges and the strengths of melanin-rich skin. Your melanin is powerful. It protects you, it heals you, it's your natural superpower. But even the strongest superhero needs the right support system. Understanding melanin superpowers and its limits means that you can give your skin exactly what it needs. That's wisdom, not a weakness. And here's the bigger picture. By educating ourselves, by rejecting harmful myths, and by demanding better from the industry, we are creating a change for everybody with melanin-rich skin. So here's what I want you to do. Share this video with someone who needs to hear the truth about melanin. Comment below with your biggest takeaways or questions. I want to hear from you. If you are interested in more of the scientific details, you can check out the full blog post that I've linked below. And if you want more science-backed skincare education, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of that beautiful melanin-rich skin. Stay radiant and be well.